Thank you very much for this huge opportunity to talk to you, Bishop. How are you doing today, sir?
Very well, and thank you for coming to have this interface with us.
Indeed. Bishop, I wanted to talk to you about this tradition that we have in the Gambia, which is a little bit fading away. You know, the sharing of interfaith celebrations, wishing each other simply Merry Christmas from Muslim to Christian, and wishing each other Happy Eid as well. Sharing Nanburu and Yappi Harr, as we would say it. I remember fondly going to my uncle's place, who's a Muslim. Every Eid in Banjul here, you know, they would warmly welcome us, and them also coming to ours during Christmas. But this tradition is fading away. What do you think about this? Is that something that is relevant in today's Gambia?
Well, thank you for this beautiful question. The truth of the matter is we are in a context where a lot of people do not appreciate their heritage, do not appreciate traditions, and do not even understand religious positions. Let's take it one step further. Muslims derive their history as much as Christians derive their history from Abraham. Abraham had two sons. One of the sons is Ishmael, whom we know Muslims derive context from, and Isaac, who is also Abraham's son, whom Christians derive context from. So to start the discussion, you're talking about two brothers from the same father. And so Christians and Muslims, however you see yourselves, you're two brothers, because Christians, as I said, stem from Isaac, and Muslims stem from Ishmael, and who is their father, Abraham. So if we appreciate that, then I don't see the need for all of this. I think a lot of ignorance, if that is a word, or shallow concepts and theology has led to this. Second to that, now let's come to Gambia. In Gambia, our greatest heritage is that the most important person in your life is your neighbor, Sadikandor. Because in the event of anything in your house, the first person that runs to you when you shout is your neighbor. And in this context, if we're going to appreciate neighborliness as per what it stands for and what it means, then we define ourselves as a people of a community. And if we are defining ourselves as a people of community, then we relate as such. Now, growing up in Banjul, you cannot tell who is Christian and who's Muslim. And all of us, well, most of us, have relations on both sides. And we value and respect each other first and foremost as family members. And then we start talking about religious inclinations. And then we start saying, look, let's go into it. Now let's go back to why do we share these things with us? Well, let's say if you have never practiced it, then you do not know how good it is. But if you have, then you would always celebrate the fact that Christmas is about Christians celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. Now, I cannot fathom any Muslim saying, I will not be partaker of that. Why? Because Jesus is also reflected as a prophet within the religion. So be it that you accept him as what Christians say, the Son of God incarnate in human flesh, or you accept him as a prophet, there is a context that joins us together. And so there is reason for us to celebrate. Why do we say Merry Christmas to each other? We say Merry Christmas to each other because we are appreciating that someone who both our faiths say has come for and to, as a sign to humanity, as a sign for salvation and pointing us to God, is born. Now, there is no dispute in any of our religions about the significance of Jesus. So why are we now bringing that? And why are we allowing shallowness and misinformations to direct us? That's point number one. Point number two, irrespective of the fact that religion has stemmed up from various parts of the world, let us be very clear. God gave us Gambia, and he gave us a context. Now, what do we do in Gambia? I remember once I was in Bruzubi, and I sent somebody who I thought was a good neighbor. I sent some cake and drink and all of that. And he said to me, Balal Made, onte man duma muna jelly. I was so crazy. I turned to him and I said, but dangde jel suma halis. And then he kept quiet. And I said, dangde duga suma muto. Dangde nyo suma kir. dang dee naan suma ndox dang dee lekka suma lekka lan moo tax tey doo ko jël. So why have you been doing all of that? And then he rose up and is like, whoa, musuma ko gisee noonu. But you can tell that some of us religious scholars have been instigating wrong concepts, and it's because we ourselves as religious scholars have weak theology. And it is about time as Gambians we raise up our theology and have a better notion about each other. Because at the end of the day, what is the essence of religion? What is the essence of our faith? We seek to return back to God, and we seek to relate with our neighbor. And when we relate with our neighbor, we don't relate with you because you are Christian or you are Muslim. We relate to you because you're a human being. Now, in our Gambia context, imagine a neighbor shares something to celebrate his or her good tidings. You say you're not accepting it? Wow, that's strange. But when you have naming ceremonies, we appear there. When you have funerals, we appear there. So why not what defines me, my faith? That is very strange, and it is most unfortunate. And that is why recently we are working together with the Supreme Islamic Council to create a Gambia interreligious platform so that some of these wrongs we will correct. And we hope you and I would participate fully in making and preserving our heritage as a Gambian people.
Thank you very much, Bishop. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.